Alright, what's going on guys? Chili Games here, and this is going to be a different kind of video, and it was brought to my attention that a lot of people, they're looking for their first kind of premium ship, and the prices are a little up there, so it is kind of a big investment for some people, to pick out their first ship, and when they do, they don't want to hate it. And while I don't have all the premiums because, obviously, I want to give my honest impression on my top 5. If I had 50, 60 bucks to spend right now, what ships would I look at and which ones would I go for personally? And obviously this list is going to change from person to person, but for the ships that I do not have that I would want, they're usually pretty popular in the community, and I feel like a lot of people would agree with me on them. So, enough rambling, let's get into it. Gonna have to go to the ships tab first because they're not all on the store. Let's see here. First, I would go for the Warspite. Now, I actually do have the Warspite B, and actually, let me go find it. I actually got this in a crate, and I'm gonna switch to tier 5. Warspite is very uncharacteristic in terms of the AP. It doesn't have the short fuse AP like the other British battleships have, so this AP will absolutely smack battleships for Citadel, stuff like that. And if you saw T-Bull's stream where we were doing the ranked gameplay, he was using this, and tier for tier, probably the best dispersion from a battleship you're going to get in the game. A very consistent ship. The guns hit very hard. It is a little squishy. That's the biggest, dink towards the ship as a whole. But I feel like a ton of people swear by this ship, and I haven't played it too much because I just got it after one of the ranked crates, so I'll be looking more into it. But I know it is very good. I've watched T-Bull play with it. It is a very solid ship. If I were to look at a premium ship now, Warspite would easily be on my list to get. Next, we are going to be going to the premium Gata. So, as you know, I used the Gata for the ranked season, and we did very well with our setup. We were doing Gata and Warspite me and T-Bull. And biggest thing about the Gata, the reason why I picked Gata for ranks is because it's a little bit stronger as a gunboat. And in my opinion, as a destroyer, for ranked, you're going to want to be pushing the caps. You're going to want to be anti-DD, stuff like that. T-61 is a kind of a copy of a ship, but it's different in several ways. For one, you don't have the 150mm guns like you do on the Gata. The T-61 is going to have the 128s, faster reload, but in my opinion, the 150s are pretty superior. And I just don't know. The 128s, especially for the Moss, just always have left me desiring something a little bit more. Your biggest go-to for the T-61 that is different is the reload time for the torpedoes. Basically everything else is the same, but your stock reload for the Gata is going to be 90 seconds for the torpedo reload. The T-61 is going to have 68, so a very significant difference in the torpedo reload, which is going to make this more of a torpedo focused boat. And do not get me wrong, there are really great torpedo boats, but the Germans have some very good torpedo characteristics. They're fast, not the best range, but if you do spec out for it, you can easily get over 9 kilometers if you're using the Torpedo Safari perk or skill, and it is pretty easy to get this reload time for the torpedoes under a minute. It has very solid concealment. 6.3, you can knock that down easily below 5.5. If you're using Swirsky, you can get it closer to 5. But as a solid, if you're wanting a very comprehensive tier 5 destroyer, T-61 would easily be my pick. If I had 50 bucks right now, I would pick this thing up in a heartbeat. And yeah, very tough as well. It's got the same health as the Gata. Good sonar as well. Very solid, well-rounded ship. It's just a torpedo boat, more focused instead of the Gata's gunboat-esque focus. All right, moving on. The next ship is one that I have wanted for a very long time, and I know a lot of people in the community love this ship. A very solid tier 5 cruiser is going to be the Grasse, and for the longest time this ship was the biggest pain in the butt for me. When I first started this game, I played a solid bit of destroyers, but a solid bit of battleships as well, and De Grasse was by far the biggest pain for me. It is very nimble. It is very fast for its tier. The guns are great. You're going to be looking at a pretty much a 15% chance of fire once you spec it out. It is a super annoying, like incredibly annoying ship to face. If you have a good De Grasse player on the other team, it is very annoying. A very solid pick for tier 5. Again, if I had 50, 40, 50 bucks to spend right now on De Grasse for tier 5 would be my choice. Easily in my top 5. And yeah, this has been a ship that I've wanted for a very long time, and I know a lot of people love this ship. So moving on, we're actually going to be going into the store, and another reason why I'm making something like this is because, as you see, there's a lot of, I guess, ships that are okay, but, in most respects, their tech tree ships can do just as well, if not better. And to me, as always, I've been kind of tight on spending money in this game. It's like, how can I justify spending this much money for a ship that's a little bit different? So for me, if I was going to spend money on a ship, it's going to have to be completely like really good at something or just a solid, well-rounded ship. And also, I'm excluding the global XP ships as well. So going for my fourth pick, and these are in no really order, Nelson is going to be my next pick. And I actually do have the Nelson, and the reason why I love it, as you can see, I have over 1,000,000 XP on this ship. Nelson is kind of, I would say, jack of all trades in terms of killing a lot of things. If you do get the chance to shoot at destroyers, the HE is absolutely disgusting on this ship. And you have 406mm guns, so the AP, while it is, again, not the full penetrating kind like you get on most ships, it's going to be your standard British BB AP. The penetration and the hits you can get with this thing on BBs is crazy good. No, not a lot of citadels for BBs, but you get a lot of good results. The HE is also quite insane. The biggest thing for this ship is going to be the heal. If you look at the heal right here, yeah, that is ridiculous. You're looking at over 20,000 HP healed for each heal. If you combine that with the health, 60,000 health more or less, you're looking at a possible 120,000 health pool to work with if you're using the extra heal on the Nelson Commander. That is absolutely ridiculous. You can literally sit here with 2 permafires and not even use that damage con because, you can heal 100% of that back and you can heal all of it back. So for me, Nelson can be kind of tricky to learn, but it has grown to be definitely one of my favorite ships in the game. I love it as a ship. It's a little bit slow, but it rewards good positioning, and I feel like a lot of people would agree with me that it is a lot of fun and it is a very solid pick for tier 6 battleship. The next one in my last, preferred premium that if I were to get, I would get this. It is going to be probably, one of the most popular choices in the game right now. Obviously, we are going for the Scharnhorst. Scharnhorst has been in the game for a long time. When it first came out, it was borderline overpowered, mostly because not a lot of people knew how to counter it. And to be honest, there wasn't a lot of things in the game that could counter it well. You could pretty much bully almost any situation. The only thing you had to worry about was DDs. Scharnhorst was it was very strong early game. It is still very good now. The only reason why I said it was very strong early is because now there's a lot of HE spam, and if you are spamming HE at range at this thing, the guns and the German accuracy will struggle a little bit, so it can be kind of difficult now to play. But in terms of consistency, I know a lot of people in the community swear by this ship, and if I were to go for another tier 6 battleship, Scharnhorst would easily be on my list to buy. I guess the best things for this ship is obviously you have torpedoes, so you have your wind condition if you're brawling battleships. The guns, while also somewhat inaccurate, they have a great reload time. So, if you're up close making the best out of that German accuracy, the guns can do very, very well. It's just, in terms of getting into those engagements where you're not overextended, but in a right place to really use this thing to its effectiveness. It is also pretty fast. a lot of the tier 6 battleships, well, not a lot now, but when you're going up against things like Colorado and all these other ships, all these other battleships that are, you know, sub 25 knots, this ship is pretty fast. So it is a very good well-rounder, and I know for a lot of people this has been a very consistent money maker for them. And honestly, that's going to be it, guys. I didn't want to make this too long. This is my opinion. I know I don't have some of these ships, so I don't know how do they play, but I've been around for a while. I know what a lot of people like. I know how ships play just from watching them and what the community thinks of them. So that is my opinion on ships that I would get now in the current meta. If I had money to spend right now, those top 5 ships would all be my first kind of picks. And the reason why I made this is because there's a lot of options here, and I feel like if you're going for your first kind of ship, it's pretty daunting. And yeah, I mean, obviously this is my opinion, and you guys can disagree. You know, it's not a big deal. But that's going to be it, guys. Before we end this video, I want to say a huge thank you to T-Bull again for having me on a stream. We gained over, I think, 150 subscribers in the past 3 days, guys, and that is absolutely insane. So to all the new people that are here, thank you so much. You know, I can't, you know, it's the past week has been incredible. We are heading for that 1,000 subscriber mark, hopefully to be getting somewhat, you know, looking for that community contributor spot. But for now, we just got to keep our head down, and I'm going to be trying to make the best videos that I can, and giving you guys the best information that I can from my experience playing this game. That is going to be it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And that is going to be pretty much it for this video, guys. I will see you in the comment section below. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.